Meanwhile, German Chancellor Angela Merkel and Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari have affirmed their commitment to fighting illegal migration. The German Chancellor met with President Buhari on Friday in the last leg of her trip to 3 African countries. Speaking at a joint news conference in Abuja, Merkel emphasized the need to create economic opportunities for young Nigerians to reduce their motivation for leaving their home country. There are currently around 8,600 Nigerians in Germany who have been denied asylum. Germany wants those who are rejected to return to Nigeria.
The President indicated that 60% of the people living in Nigeria are under 30 years old, so it is a young country with lots of ambition. And we agreed that people smuggling, criminality and illegal migration can only be dealt with if young people have economic opportunities at the same time.
I am against those my countrymen and women that illegally find their way to other countries other than Nigeria. But I believe you know that the ECOWAS protocol includes free movement of persons, and goods and services. But for those going to Europe, we are not, as an administration, agreeing for Nigerians to defy the desert, Sahara Desert, and the Mediterranean because they feel that there are greener pastures there, whether they are prepared for it or not. We do not support anything illegal and indisciplined.
Also, CGTN's Phil Ihaza is following these developments and joins us live now in Abuja. Phil, what more can you tell us about the talks between the visiting German Chancellor and the Nigerian President?
Oh, thank you. Just listening to the President there, you could tell that quite a number of issues were discussed between German's Chancellor Angela Merkel and Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari. I mean, Madam Merkel touched on a range of issues, including energy, boosting power supply in Nigeria, because that's one of the major challenges that has affected the growth and development of Nigeria's economy. She also had discussions with the President where they discussed on how they can ensure a free, fair and credible elections in 2019, which is just about 7 months away. And then she also urged the government to uphold the rule of law in the country. Of course, she talked about illegal migration from the country, but it's a very smart way that she is planning to tackle or assist the country tackle this challenge, which is by the entourage that she arrived in Nigeria with. Quite a number of them are top diplomats, senior officials of the government and business delegation who, as she was talking with the Nigeria's president at the State House, a couple of them were discussing with businessmen in Nigeria, government agencies to boost, the small and medium scale enterprises in the country, which is one smart way of tackling this issue. And then, of course, a couple of deals were signed in the commerce and agricultural industry.
Well, Phil, Merkel was also expected to touch on the security situation in northeast Nigeria. How was this issue addressed, and are there any new commitments to help fight Boko Haram?
Well, not much was discussed about the issue of security, especially Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria. But she praised the Nigerian government for its achievements, successes in tackling the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast, which has claimed over 20,000 lives and displaced over 2 million people in a region. She also mentioned the fact that she was co-hosting, or Germany rather was co-hosting what she called the Great Lake Chad Conference, which is actually going to be happening very soon in September 3rd and 4th in Berlin. Now, you recall that in 2017, that same conference, Germany hosted the maiden edition, was hosted by Germany, Norway, Nigeria, and the United Nations. Nearly over $600 million was donated, or pledged rather, to tackle the insecurity challenges in the northeast, and it really achieved a lot. A very averted a famine situation in the northeast. But in 2018, the United Nations has raised the flag that, this time the humanitarian requirement in the region is almost $2 billion. So it is expected that this time more will be done to ensure that those requirements are met.
All right, Phil, thanks very much for joining us. Feli Haza in Abuja.